one trash bag of clothes to give away that either don't fit or I just haven't worn. And then this is a pile. That's a pile that needs to get looked at, tried on. Graham's toys. And this is just socks and things I have to go through for the winter. And this is some winter clothes that I'm keeping. They're going to be in this little tote here. These are to give away as well. These, I like them, but there is a hole that needs to get fixed, and I don't know, I'm debating whether I will keep those or not. This bag I need to go through that has some laundry. Well, it's more storage of winter things. So I got to go through that. These are my possibly to keep pile. I've had these for a really long time. I don't know if they fit me anymore. They might be a little too big. I don't know. I have another one that is, I think, I'm not sure what the other color. I think the other color has more brown in it. But they're really nice. But I may give those away as well. And then this dress is another, not sure. I really like it though, so I may keep it. It is a little bit thicker. It does have like the little, these straps on it, but it's thick enough for winter, and with a sweater on it or over it, or even under it, like a t-shirt under it. So that one is probably a keep. I've only worn it a few times. And then this is just another shirt that may or may not keep. We'll see. It's another one that I've had for a long time and I really liked it. I don't know what size this is, but it was, I think it was probably a thrift store buy. A lot of the stuff is thrift store buys. And just some socks here. I need to go over here. And this is just a pile of actual clean laundry that I just got down off of the clothesline. And so that's what I'm working on today. That's just from one couple of piles of net near the bed that I had to work on. So hopefully I will have more than just this bag to give away. This was just my first space, which is right here at the foot of our bed. There's under these blankets, there was some winter things, like jackets, sweaters, and things like that, and some dresses, and then things that were like pillowcases, things like that. So I went through those, and that's kind of what that pile of stuff is right there. So I'll go through that, and I will be back later with some more stuff, hopefully, that I will be getting rid of. And then next time I will be doing probably books, or maybe even more clothes, because I have some more things packed away in totes that need to be dealt with. So, and this is my section where I sit usually. And it's kind of a mess right now. There's my morning pages that I was working on and in his image. And then this is just like my section that needs to be kind of cleaned up. So I'm going to be working on that later on. So there's my coffee cup still from this morning. And it's already 2:43, and it's probably still has half in there because I got distracted. But alright then, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is still where I'm going through clothes, like I showed part of the stuff that I was going through earlier. So I'm still doing that, but I thought I'd chat with you while I do that, and just kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure what we'll talk about, but something. So I have been wanting to do this decluttering for some time, and I watched a video today that the girl was talking about, instead of setting like just goals, I guess, for decluttering, make it more of being a person who doesn't even begin bringing in clutter, like, start thinking with that mindset. And I have lots of stuff. And granted, it's not, compared to probably most people, and like generally speaking, I probably have less stuff because we do live in such a small space. And even with the stuff I have stored, it still probably is less than most people. And like, generally speaking, because I know there's quite a few minimalists and people who probably have a lot less than I do. And my biggest, I guess my biggest, I don't know if I say biggest issue, but the stuff that I have the most of is probably clothing and shoes. And some of the shoes, like I've shared before, I don't know if I shared this or not, but my sister had given me some shoes recently. So I do have those. Plus I have some that I got from my nephew before he started wearing size 10 in men. He was a lot younger then, and I think it was when he was wearing like size 3 and 4 or something like that. So I have some of those, which are still really nice shoes. So I have to go through those as well because there's some that I haven't worn yet, and some of them are high top type basketball like shoes and stuff like that, and those I don't know if I'll ever wear. Maybe, but I haven't yet, so I don't think I will. So I think I will just give those away as well. I have the bag that I showed earlier. There was a couple of items, I think 1 or 2, that I was in the I don't know pile. Well, they just got tossed in there because if I don't know, then I think they should just get tossed in and get it over with, because if I haven't worn something in the last 6 months or so, what is the point of keeping it? It's kind of like when I was talking about the idea in, I believe, chapter 6 of In His Name, when she was talking about living from a perspective of scarcity. And, that's, I think, something that triggers my, I'm sorry, I keep moving this. I should get the other tripod. It's just this one is a lot easier to set up because my dog is on the bed, as well as I guess just one of the cats is up here. But when they move a lot, the bigger tripod is liable to fall on them. So I'll just try not to put anything on the desk where it's at. But this one is, for whatever reason, it's really wobbly. It doesn't really matter what I do. It's like the little section that's kind of put up, the extension of it, it's the wobbly part. So it doesn't, even moving just a little bit, it really causes it to move. So I may just have to quit going through these socks. But so the idea of living that scarcity mindset, it's almost like, oh well, I need to hold on to every single thing I have, because what if I need it? What if I don't know, especially when it comes to like clothes that don't fit me anymore. Like I have in, I don't know, it's been probably since March of this year that I've really been working on losing weight more so than I had in the past. I mean, I did do that a few years ago when I started that, and I had lost quite a bit, and I gained about, I think, 10 back, I believe. And since then, I've lost that as well. So when I went to the doctor not too long ago, I think, I'm not sure if I shared this already, but she said that since I've been at her practice since like the beginning of that time, my highest weight was 244. And now I'm at 194 as of the end of July. I was supposed to weigh in today and I didn't. So I will probably do that this week sometime and get that done. But just knowing that there's a lot of clothes that I'm hanging on to that it's like, well, what if I need them again? What if I gain all the weight back? And even if I'm not consciously thinking that, I think that's part of the problem of this, not just scarcity mindset, but this failure mindset. Instead of coming at things from a place of victory, because we have victory in Yeshua, in Jesus. And even though this is a struggle, and it's been a struggle not my entire life, I didn't start having issues with my weight until I was probably 12, well, a little after that, I guess, because that's when I had that cyst, and that's when a little, like, maybe a couple years, so maybe like 13, 14, I started noticing that I was gaining just a little bit, just, a pound here, a pound there, a couple pounds here, and it just kind of kept creeping on and creeping on, and I hadn't done anything to change. I didn't change the way I was eating. I was actually not eating very well anyway. I was like, wouldn't eat breakfast. I rarely ate lunch because I didn't like I don't know if it was that I didn't like the food at school necessarily. Some of it I just couldn't eat. And then just the idea of, I guess, having to sit in the cafeteria eating. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but excuse me. So I struggled with that a lot. So then when I would, like in middle school, we did have this little like snack store kind of thing, I guess. So I would get those little small 50-cent bags of chips, and maybe a juice or something like that. Every once in a while candy, but it was mostly chips. Chips were like, and still are, my biggest weakness when it comes to snacks. And so it's really hard to say what was happening then, except that I had this cyst. So just because of that, and because of what I've learned, like I've shared before, it could be the polycystic ovarian syndrome was then. But the more I've gotten to know myself, my body, and the issues that I struggle with, and the new diagnosis that I've recently had, I think this all stems from thyroid issues or Hashimoto's issues, because everything that has happened, or every symptom that I've had throughout my life, as far as, weight gain, fatigue, skin issues, and just overall not feeling well, like stomach issues and things like that, they all stem from, or they all seem to stem from Hashimoto's, because the research and the things that I've read, they say, well, if you have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, more than likely you have Hashimoto's, and that's where it started. Because Hashimoto's is not caused by the thyroid. It's something, it's that your body attacks your thyroid, and then eventually your thyroid gets depleted, and you end up having hypothyroidism. So I think that's the biggest issue, was that, hold on, I don't know if I hit the microphone. I didn't have it on because I'm moving, so I had put it down on the desk, and I put some socks on the desk, so I'm sure that it probably made some noise. If it did, I will redo this whole video, and I don't know, I'm really getting annoyed with this wobbling, but I don't know what I can do to keep it from wobbling. Maybe if I do that. Let me just switch tripods and I will be back. Alright, hopefully this one doesn't move as much. I'm just going to continue folding after the video, but what was I saying? Oh yes, the health issues. So, because of all of that, I think I I struggled so much with gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. It was this big roller coaster of things without actually changing any of what I was eating, right? So granted, I was not eating enough. And something I watched today um, was this guy was talking about not having enough protein, not eating the right amount because our body, like I guess he talked about this thing called a DEXA scan, and it's a scan that you get done. It's like an x-ray of the whole body, and it tells you how much body fat you have, how much muscle you have, and then how much muscle opposed to body fat, and like so where you're at, and um like what you need to get done, and like different things that are going on in your body. So we need a certain amount of protein in order to build muscle. Well, he wasn't getting enough, and I know that I probably still don't get enough protein. And I know he was talking about how he lost a lot of weight. I don't remember how many, well, it was in kilograms, but I don't remember what he said exactly. But when he went and got checked, a lot of it was muscle and not the fat. And that was because he wasn't eating the right amount of protein for the working out that he was doing and all that. So, it just got me thinking about all the things that we have issues doing, taking care of ourselves, understanding how much protein we need, how much of different types of foods that we need, and vitamins, minerals, and all the things, because we're so stuck in this fast pace of living where we're stressed out, we're moving, you got to do this and do that and do all of the things, and nothing ever really gets done. Not really. And the things that do get done in such a way that they're not even done correctly. So, this part of this whole, like where I was kind of going with this whole conversation in the beginning, was holding on to things because I think I'm not going to have them again. I'm not going to be able to afford clothes if I lose all this weight, and then where am I going to get the clothes? Where am I going to get, the things that I need? And part of that is because of just kind of always having that attitude, I guess. Like I always held on to things, and I always wanted to have my things with me, um and a lot of it I used, especially books and music growing up. It was my safe space. It was a place where I could process what was going on in my life. So because I was dealing with anxiety, depression, and all the things going on in my body that I didn't know about, I would use music to help process things and deal with things. And kind of when I get home, I've shared this before, where I would go straight to my room and put my headphones on and put music on and just kind of float off into another land, in my mind. And the funny thing is most of the stuff that I daydreamed about, and even still do in adulthood sometimes, are things that aren't anything special. It's not like I want to have a mansion or a very expensive car or brand name clothing or anything like that. It's mostly just a small space that's peaceful, that's quiet, that I can live a life that's filled with joy and healing, and where things aren't such a rush all the time, and where you don't have to worry so much about what people think. And I think that's why a lot of my daydreams were living off in the mountains somewhere by a river. I love the idea of being by the river. I've never seen the ocean, never been there. I want to. If I never do, I don't know that if it'll ever be like, oh, that bad. The river though, like it's something about the rushing water. It just does something for me. That's why I love the idea of just going up into the mountains, sitting by the river. And I think that's why I thought, just having those daydreams was just like living out in the mountains, away from everything, away from everyone. But I know that's not necessarily healthy either, to be away from everyone all the time and just like completely isolated. But it's hard finding that balance of where you need to be, especially when you deal with chronic illness, because it's really hard to get people to understand, um, because they don't live in your body. They don't know how you're feeling. They don't know the thoughts that are in your head. They don't know what your struggles are unless they have the same thing. And even then, we could have the same exact diagnosis and we may not have the same symptoms from that diagnosis. Sometimes our symptoms will be more severe than the other one, or whatever. And so it's just a matter of trusting God and learning how to live from a perspective of abundance, because He provides. I mean, we read in scripture how He talks about us not to worry. Like, our worries cannot add to our life, and no matter how much we worry, we're not going to gain anymore. It's actually going to take away from us. And He talks about how He clothes the birds, and the beauty of the flowers and all of that, and how much more will He do for us because He loves us. And I think I can let go of these things. I don't need them. I don't need to hold on to every piece of clothing that I liked and haven't worn in 6 months or a year or whatever, just because it's become a comfort. It's become a kind of like a wall that I put around me of clothes and books and music and all the things that don't necessarily bring me any joy at all. It's more just a sense of, well, I have it just in case I need it, just in case something happens, just in case this. And I'm not saying don't be prepared for things, but I mean, having a dresser full of clothes, maybe 2 or 3 big tubs filled with clothes, a pile of clothes on the chair, a pile of clothes in the basket that I have to go through now, that I got from the section where I was showing, near the bed. Do I need all that? No. So why am I holding on to it? What is the emergency? What if I need this? I'm not going to. Somebody else may need it right now that I can give it to, instead of me hoarding it and holding on to it because maybe in a few months I'm going to want to wear that. Maybe in a few months something might happen and I'm going to need it. Maybe this, maybe that. But really, I'm not going to need it. And I need to understand that. I need to trust God enough to know that when I give these clothes away that are too big for me, some that fit me but I just have not worn in 6 months or longer, that when the time comes that I do need something, He will provide a way. And, I just wanted to share that with you guys today as I was going through the clothes, because it was really hard for me to even fill that bag. And I won't be able to deliver any of these to a thrift store, or I don't know. I may take them with me to my hometown. And there's a thrift store there. There's also some people who take donations who give them to people who are in need. Um, I don't know. So it all depends. Like, the thrift store I do like to give things to, if I do that in Santa Fe, is it's called the Cat Dragged In, and they are the ones that are right next to the spay and neuter clinic. So all the proceeds from whatever they sell in there go to the spay and neuter clinic. So for people who can't afford to get their pet spayed or neutered, or if they're like some situation where these are strays or rescues, or there's a lot of different places that can different people that need help with that, so they do that. And I believe that there's even people who do like catch and release programs, and they take them to the spay and neuter clinic. So it's a wonderful program, so I don't mind giving things there. So I want to make space for the things that mean something to me. So I like to journal. I want space for my journals. I like to read. I want space enough for books that I'm going to read, not just to have them just because. So I do have to go through my books, and I want to take some to the little free library here by our mailboxes up the road. And then there's a few free libraries in my hometown that I'll probably do, put some in there. And then I will probably take some to Book Mountain in Santa Fe to get some credit towards getting some books, because it's a great program and it's some way that I can afford to get books, and I can just kind of continue to buy some with the credit I have and take those back and just kind of go back and forth with that. That way I'm giving the books back as well for other people to read. And just like my painting and stuff like that I got into, I need space for that. I used to sew a lot and I don't have space for that. I want to get a desk or a table or something, but I need space for that. There's a lot of things that we have on our wish lists, because things that we absolutely need, but we don't have space because we have so much excess of things that we don't use and we don't need anymore. So this summer we're doing big declutters, and I will kind of show you what I can. It's really hard for me to film doing a lot of that because I don't have a good space to put the tripod most of the time. I mean, I have it on the bed right now, and that's kind of where it would be, because on the floor, there's this one, I don't know how, it probably is tall enough to get some of what I'm doing, but it's just a little hard to maneuver around everything, trying to move everything and keep the tripod from tumbling over. Plus, usually Graham likes to be in here around this time because it's cooler in here than outside, and he will end up knocking it over. Right now he's passed out asleep. If I can show you, let's see if I can get him. Hold on just a moment. There he is, completely asleep. Oh, he knows we're looking at him. He has his toys behind him, and he's wondering why I have a basket there and why I have that bag full of clothes right behind him. But he's taking his nap, and he's been napping most of the day today, so it's been really hot outside. The heat really bothers him. He gets really hot quickly, and so he's been with me most of the day today. And I have a lot of appointments during the week, so in the last few months I've been insane with that, so I've been gone a lot during the day. So the days I'm here, he's just like, I'm staying right there with you. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to finish putting going through these clothes. I'll kind of show you, these are some of my winter dresses. This one is a corduroy one. I'm trying to go slow so it doesn't bump this tripod. This is one of them, and this one has pockets, so I do love that. And these ones were from Walmart, and I think these were like last year's, or I'm not sure, it might have been even sometime last year, the year before, that I got these. But I have this this brown one. I have a blue one, yeah, like a navy blue, and then I have this flannel looking one, and this one has buttons. Well, it's inside out right now, and it does have pockets as well. And these ones are probably going to be a little big for me, and they're still pretty new, so I'll see what they look like. Because what kind of happens, like if they're big around the waist and stuff, because they're dresses, they'll just hang a little longer, which isn't a big deal. The problem that I've noticed is the top here. It kind of hangs too low, and they look a little funny. Like then they look like they're really big. So I'm hoping these ones won't be too big, because I haven't seen this style yet at Walmart. They do have a lot of amazing fall clothing out there already. So I've got to try these on and make sure that there's something that I can wear again without it looking too big. And because like I said, my goals are to lose at least, I believe I had it at, I don't know if it was 40 or 50 pounds this year. I don't know. I can't remember what my goal was now, but I do want to be at least by at least 130. So it's like, yeah, it's close to 60 pounds, but you know, whatever, if even 140, it would be great. Even if I can get down to 150, I'd be happy with that. So that's where this, I can kind of sew. I don't know. I've never, hemmed any, or, you know, what do they call that? Making smaller, you know, I don't know what the proper word is right now, but I've never done that. I'm sure I can learn. It's just with pockets like this, it kind of seems like it'd be a little harder, but we shall see. All right, well, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining me for this little chat and decluttering. Thank you. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you. Bye.